Hello mateys, this is Discover Galaxy and Pirates of the Caribbean film series. Captain Simon Perryman here. And today is Monday, January 6, 2020. We're just going to have to be continue on to the tributes to the McJuggerNuggets here. Welcome to the Q&A 41. And we're just having issues to about some videos about for the characters under the 3.5 years to about sometimes to for the Psycho series under the documentary on 682 posting videos. So most of this thing about one of his about the characters on the guidelines today. So one of the things about his friends Zach, Parker, Corn, Buzz, Mark, and Juliet, and his cousin Tom, Georgie, and Emily, his aunts and uncles, his Melissa, George, and Larry, and Joe, and Uncle Larry's friends. So his mom and dad named Teresa and Jeffrey. His brother Jeffrey was he's gonna be 31. He's gonna be 31 to his birthday. So now he could be a special station to for him. One of the presentations to about the 13 years of the YouTube careers, then he became the bread maker every 6 days. So that could be his schedule of the full time shift to about Monday to Saturday. Then most of the gifts to the peers are the bread makers. That's his new job about his communicating for opportunity, and one of the accommodated to one of the about his officials of the 13 years of the characters. So one of the things, all the things about for the tributing to and the man named Corn, his best friends core announcers, then his families and his friends. Then so basically one of his the priority fake characters, he concerns about his prank funny, then sometimes he just one of the some happens. So even he thought about Jesse was his dad. He wanted to move out to his new house, get her his relationship, his life, his one of his brothers, his sister, is getting married, get her his child, and get it about the son or daughter. So son and daughter. Sometimes they will, sometimes he will. Then even thought about thought about Jesse and Jeffrey and Psycho mom and Psycho dad. So they're been playing about the 13 years about the characters. So he would have thought it was the most that we could. Since 2006, Jesse rejoins to his 13 years of YouTube careers, and so when we have to the characters, although he remembers that for the future of the YouTube channels, including those of the tribute present by Tony Tornado, as in the Mountain Dew, Mantha Tornado, came behind the camera, Michael Green, Bridget West, and the tributes to the angry grandpa Charles Green, and his mom and his his friends and families, and his one of those the characteristic. Then Boogie 2988 just officially to question about to retire about to the quitting YouTube. Then which means retirement, which means we got announced to retirement after the 13 years proposal, and 13 years proposal. That what he forgets about his vlogging announcements and reviews on the adventures and journeys. Then he's been an adventurer with his friends and families about altogether about 13 years would be the last times. So he would think about for the VidCon for the future of in the mid 2010s, and he would think about the mid 2000s something. Jesse joined to the YouTube channels on the December 2006. He would issues about he went to the so young. Mostly he could be 14 years old. Jesse still's on the continuing to the junior high schools. Most is what he forgets to, and he just went into 3 years since to the middle school and high school since about 3 years. He graduated 2010. Now he graduated in 2014 and one of the 4 years in the University of New Jersey. Some discoverers who he's the best guy, the best friends, the best of the friends of the characters. Then Jesse plays at the former Xbox 360 on the Skyrim, and his dad was been involved about 3.5 years ago, of a long time ago. One of his dads is officially his characters. One of it is about his brother, his mom and dad, his friends, and his girlfriend, and his cousins, and his uncles, his aunts. He cared a little bit just every much about Thanksgiving. It's about involving to ruin their life. So ruining is it illegal to for the Thanksgiving to destroying the whole illegal issues. So Jesse concerns about destroying the Thanksgiving about the last 5 years. He flipped out to the table downstairs to den, and one of his about ruining his sort of family dinner meal. Then at that cleanup he says she says grow up. He got a videotape. He says happy Thanksgiving. He say go Eagles. Jeffrey says to believes unbelievers. It says for Jesse. So Jesse was in possibility to ruin his family Thanksgiving's life. Then that could be illegal. So that could be just flipping around and throws a turkey to his dad for his shirt for no reasons. That he just a little embarrassed it, and that's a little embarrassment to his Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. That's a whole to the characters while they're doing it the 10 seconds videoing about everything problems. But that was an apology to was respectfully. He can do understanding. So he has to learn how to say anything about his life. So if Jesse just almost just ruined the holidays and the Christmas day, and although they burn the torch of the trees, just it could be for the legal issues to be one of the characters on the legal issues. He can burn fire. He can burn fire outside for the Christmas trees. That should be illegal and unbelievable. So that's the one Jesse that's the one his dad just grabbing and take him inside, and now that's where he takes off his pajamas off and his shirts off. Pajamas and shirts off. So sometimes he's temporarily really bad move. So he thought we wanted the chosen ones of his characters on the Christmas day on the 2014. All about the thing is about holidays in 2015. Even he thought Jesse was completely spent a night here for his campy woods for the Easter Sunday. He just walked out without disrespectful for his families. until he gathered his food without his characters. Even thought of destroying his about somebody's trophies without the illegal illegal illegally just break into some of those that would cause any problems. So even Jesse was his characters. He just flipping the barbecue out. It just almost just ruined him. Almost just ruined. He just escaping from his dad. He's chasing through the woods, and he just got out. He just got off from Jesse. So why did two guys say he has to learn his lesson? She's not learning something. He says he's gonna learn a lesson. He's gonna learn a lesson. So if he thought about it, they thought of each other about the Jesse. He knew he just really kicked out. He knew it just really just kicked out. Sometimes sometimes that bad things happen. So if you thought Jesse was considering to Uncle Larry's RV truck, just although about the having the good or bad, good versus bad times. So even he thought about reconfirmed about his characters that are about the Psycho series on the television shows on the priority. Sometimes YouTube's they have some things most happen. So one of it cons to most of the bears to one of those to his wonderful bears to for the 2015 vacation to summer times. So most he's thought about most moments ago of 153 days on the summer 2015. Most of his dad was he learned his lessons to about berries to the Xbox 360 for the games. Even thought of most people didn't see this coming. So even Jesse just also discovers that he gets escapes out from the berry. He gets berries out. So he just wash it up. He just wash it out with his bodies anywhere. So if he gets moved, he gets buried. He gets unconsciousness. So he looks like about the dead body. So he could be serious. So that's the illegal problem. So and that was the embarrassing, and that's what he got the embarrassing. So for anybody want to his characters. So even he learns about his stops the ones. So maybe he can think about just almost kicked out of his house. So spend a night for 1 week. So even he forgets about Jesse spent a night for Julia's college dorms. So not to mention that really just really typically for about that remain characters. Even Jesse just even thought he freaks out for his paint car. The car is pink, and the Lark and Corn just let him push into his motorcycle, and he just says, "What the? He's not my motorcycle. They put him into the motorcycle in the hole, and they just put it in his motorcycle." He's just really frustrated about his brother. Feels frustrated for his brother. So he knows what happened. So he came home to Jeffrey's friends who for the venture New Orleans, and now he came home, and he just got a stolen his motorcycle. They know it's pretty bad. So he knows what happened to he calls Jesse when he came home about 1 hour ago. Then he drives faster at about 20 miles per hour. He just stopped at the park here. He says, Jeffrey, what the did you do? He just closed the door. He just closed the door, lock it with the key lock, lock it with the door lock. So he just almost break the door. So that could be ridiculous as he let him make Jesse for sick and allergies and making a runny nose and fever. He almost get himself with allergies or sick. So Uncle Ray just rescuing with Jesse. So if he was escapes, then if he thoughts about for the Halloween for the Joker for the corner of the cob and against the Batman, then he says, "Don't ever touch me, get out of here." He said he touched him without his mouth for he touched his mouth for no reasons. He pushed it out. He pushed it outside. He says, "Get out, get out of here." Just say, "Get the out, get the out, get the out." So, like sure what he says. So I told you to get you out of here. I told you to get out of here right now. Jeffrey says, "Hey, he's got a firework. He's got a leftover fireworks." He almost explode. He almost just blasted around the garage. So he almost got a blast all over the garage inside on the party, and he literally just walked out of there with his Halloween turtles. So he just flipped out his food and sodas, and that's just unbelievable. That's all unbelievable. He could be just one of the things about impossibilities, all the mankind. Then if he thinks about there were only his life, there were only his the Halloween's life, then although he think about really ballistically, it might be to think about some issues. So I don't know what they called. What's the issue? What's it about the bad issues about destroying for Halloween's party and Halloween party inside of the garage? So Uncle Ray just asks, "What happened?" And Jeffrey just walked out of here for his out leaving. So he's leaving nowhere. So whoever he knows nowhere. So Jeffrey, his dad was literally just destroy the heck, destroy and say, "Get the heck out of here." So I don't know what he called. I don't know. He didn't know what just. He didn't know what he didn't know he didn't do anything wrong. So he says he didn't do anything for Corn. He didn't do anything for Jeffrey. So he just ruined Jeffrey's brothers. He ruined his brother's life. So maybe he thought about holidays for life. So maybe he will. Although his next characters that wanted to his concerns about Jesse's, but really he's talking about his separated for leaving the packing up things. His dad leaving from Terry. She just literally just batting over to for the Jesse's back car window. He just bat very hard, and he's so crazy. Maybe he thoughts about one of the bad attitude outside of his on the characters. As she wants to leave the house alone. As she goes away she was driving. She said, "What did you do?" He said, "I didn't do anything." So about his dad's pleading her to say, "Come on, Terry, come on, come give it a Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is on the holiday." Jesse believes and she pleaded her too. So that wasn't impossible. So even the Jesse's mom just left her behind, just left from house behind. So that's a no good for one of his possibles. that's where their responsibility for his mom. So one he has about destroying, almost just ruined the game room, almost about ruin his mom's life. Then that could be one of some judging him for no reason. That's one of his dad judging him for no reason. So he can do wanted to spend a night for his dad's parents' house. Just even he thought to go back to he was just goes in about private house on his grandmother and his grandparents just living to literally says Jeopardy film about last year. And his privately dinner on the table, just he nearly just eat it in for it's about the family meeting. So the family meal, he just kicked Jesse out from about for his grandparents' house. So he says, I don't care. You wanted the video here. I don't want you the video here. Then my mama does. I don't want to say delete it, delete it. I don't want to say flogging and saying delete it, delete it. He just saying that about 5 times to say he just saying it about 6 times. So after he thoughts about his data say about saying that's about 6 times, um, I haven't know what such things, but anything he could. So but he thought that he were to understand. So he never kicks out. He kicks out for Jesse. So he can make it understand. He can make it to make Uncle Larry's house. So say hello to his mom's reunited. So she knew she's moving out to she moved to spend the night for Aunt Melissa's house. So but he thought of his words. So even his dad just came into his house. He just deliberately argued with each other on in the living room, and she just pushing her and insulted her for no reason, and he just almost just literally destroyed the Christmas lights for no reasons, and including Christmas trees. Now he walks away and say, "Stop!" No, he stops. Stop it! Hey, you need to stop right now. Jesse yells at her so loud. He says, you push her for no reasons. He just walked out of here. He just get out. He just escaped. He just almost walked home. He just walked out the drive home. Then he looks ridiculous. So he realized it's just a really bad idea. He just notices what he could. So he doesn't know about his broken tree, his ruined his Melissa's Christmas holiday's life. So maybe he thought about 2015 Christmas days, and even thought Jesse in the corner just came into his Melissa's house. Since noticing about one threw after the who kicked out, it throw it away about his life. Then although he could be drunker. So even his dad just got bothered about his characters, about his remains about his families, He didn't what he could. He didn't do anything. He says it's all his fault. He just destroying with the bottles. It's just a breaking glass. So now he walks out of his room. So I don't know what he could. I do not know what he could. So for that was I want you to honor the shoe. So he could cool off sometimes about his characters. that wants to think about one of their about to be continue on to think about the 3.5 years. One of the things about the Psycho series on his characters, he he knew this about his telling his dad about his one for the characters. Most of one of those things, even he knew it's just about the multi manipulations, just communicating for one to have the priority his trending all each other for about even he thought about some Twitter Instagram live and live and Twitch live stream today. So Twitch live stream most of it be about personal life, personal issues, and the personal life for Jesse's 13 years of the career. Jesse's careers in the 30 years, and about one he thinks about his film about just longest reigns at about some 1,100 days. So I'm gonna say this at about 4 years and 300 2006, 2008, 2006, 365 days, 2007, 365 days, 2008, 366 days, 2009, 365, 2010, 365, 2011, 365, 2012, 366, and 2013, 365, and 2014, 365 days, and to the 2015, 365, and 2016, 366, 2017, 365, 2018, 365, and 2019, 365, and now as 2020, 366 days for only one's about really complicated to about one of the greatest characters, if all times are the greatest hits. So even his dad, his moms, his aunts and uncles, his cousins, his friends. For one thing, for one to hear about his new relationship for her girl named Ashley. So her new girlfriend named Ashley. So even thought training for even training by Juliet. So she never said about for Ashley for some 4-year university for about mortgage. So that's a completely out of it. That's a completely again to get him himself control all times. So most even he thought Jesse was, he can make it understand that however much to say anything. So he didn't what he could. So his last recycle videos just ruining Thanksgiving about last 2.5 months. So he throws some turkey on her for no reason. So she walks out. She scares her. She scares to run away. She scares. She nearly scares. She almost ran away. So, like she says, that's not a problem. That's not a good problem. So if he thought of to say yes, he thought about say no. He thought about really respected those and the pride worship and the pride warships. So he thinks about the praying for about 10 minutes ago by Jesse. So Jesse says praying for 10 minutes. So even he thinks about his characters and about almost the concerns about his acceptance. So even thinks about the Brainmaker challenge to his full-time shift about 6 days ago. He's been interviewed about works it for months, works it about the months, weeks and months and days. He works about the days, weeks, months and years. Then he's been a new employee about for 1 month. So he's been a YouTube employee about for the last 13 years of the career. All this about to continue, guys. So to be continued on tribute to the McJuggerNuggets here. So tomorrow is gonna be about Q&A 42. Don't forget to subscribe to my contest, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Cocker Story Talk, and just let me try this again. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google, Find Cameras, Cocker Story, Cocker Talk, Tumblr, and likes and comments and descriptions. So comments are voted down on some tributes today. One of those for his channels, his characters, his means retirement, about evolution of Jesse Tyler Ridgway on McJuggerNuggets on the 13 years of vision about YouTube's career as employee, then much of what he could. So see you tomorrow, guys. So feel free to watch this on the McJuggerNuggets here for the 13 years and the 13 years of about anniversary. Feel free. Don't forget. So keep it regimented. Have a great afternoon.